In the digital age, reliable and high-speed internet connectivity has become an essential tool for research and educational institutions. In Malawi, the Malawi Research and Education Network MAREN is playing a vital role in promoting research and education through the provision of affordable, high-speed and dedicated internet and other ICT services. MAREN was established in 2005 by the then Federal University of Malawi and Mzuzu University with the aim of providing dedicated internet connectivity and other ICT services to tertiary education and research institutions in the country. In 2018, through the World Bank-funded Digital Malawi project, coordinated by the Public-Private Partnership Commission, PPPC, MAREN became operational and subsequently started providing internet services to its member institutions in 2020. So far, the network is connecting over 67 post-secondary school education institutions and research centers, reaching out to at least 67,000 students, researchers, and university faculty members.
Prior to MAREN becoming operational and starting offering services to clients, in particular on connectivity, internet, as we may call it, we had institutions that were getting very, very limited bandwidth, just because the cost of connectivity in general is quite high, especially in this part of Africa. I know things are improving, but at that point, we used to have an average of $266 per unit per month of internet. And when we came on the ground, our initial offer was $85 per unit per month. And of course, we saw the commercial operators responding to that, and they started reducing the prices corresponding to what we had done.
Before MAREN, the Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences, MUBAS, one of the 6 public universities in Malawi, with a student population of over 7,000, had a bandwidth capacity of 40 megabits per second. After getting connected to MAREN, the institution now boasts of over 500 megabits per second with a reduced bandwidth budget of over 70%.
Before MAREN came in, the budget for our internet that time was quite huge because it was very expensive. Our bandwidth was so small, and we couldn't increase the bandwidth in that particular case because our budget was also limited. But when we moved to MAREN, the same budget that we had for this other connectivity is the same, but now with a bigger bandwidth.
Apart from providing fiber internet connectivity to member institutions, MAREN has also installed EduRoam, a campus Wi-Fi network that allows users to automatically connect to the internet when they visit an institution that also has EduRoam. So far, MAREN has successfully deployed the service at MUBAS and the University of Malawi, where students are appreciating the quality and impact of the roaming service.
EduRoam has been very helpful to us as students, as engineering students, because EduRoam is free and also it is unlimited. We can use it as long as we want.
Actually, we are very lucky because the other internet bundles are very expensive as compared to EduRoam, because the EduRoam just needs connectivity. Once you log in and set your password, everything is set.
Whenever we're around the campus, we're able to get connected to the EduRoam. So we are able to download academic-related stuff. So generally it is good so far. Wherever you can sit in the campus, you are able to connect to EduRoam.
Beyond the provision of internet services, MAREN is also providing ICT technical support and capacity building to its member institutions. MAREN assists its members in various areas like campus network designing, cybersecurity, among others. In early 2023, MAREN embarked on an exercise aimed at helping member institutions migrate their networks to Internet Protocol version 6 to enable members at the institutions access any content on the internet without any restrictions. MAREN staff conducted these exercises at the institutions at no cost.
We have collaborated with MAREN in introducing IPv6. This is the version 6 of the Internet Protocol. So MAREN facilitated everything. They trained our team, building our capacity in managing IPv6, because previously we have been on IPv4 only, and we needed indeed to have some capacity to be able to manage IPv6. So through our relationship with MAREN, we have benefited in terms of that capacity building. But also in the Jerome, MAREN was here assisting us, making sure that every technical work for a Jerome is done properly and be able to enjoy the service.
Following the migration of UNIMA's network to IPv6, students, staff and researchers at the institution can now seamlessly access online educational resources from across the world.
We are very aware of what MAREN is doing and has done to this library. We have witnessed an improvement in terms of internet speed. So we have come from that far where our upload time, download times were so high, you couldn't download a PDF. But over the years, we have made progress in terms of bandwidth. As we speak now, the internet is such that this bandwidth can accommodate audio, can accommodate video, live streaming. So, and also the downloads of PDFs. So at least currently we are comfortable with the internet in terms of speed and access of very big documents.
MAREN's internet connectivity is spread across all the 3 regions in Malawi, catering for both public and private institutions. In the central region, the network connects 10 sites, including the Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Luana, the university largely responsible for teaching and research output relating to agriculture.
Yeah, and we are collaborating with partners from Italy, others also from Norway, that we are working together on that. So the reliability of the internet is playing a very, very critical role. Okay. Yeah, in the past we could start a Zoom meeting. You just find the Zoom keeps on trickling, and then we can proceed with the meetings. Eventually, sometimes we were even missing deadlines because we were unable to communicate properly. Yeah, but at least now there is that improvement, and we are able to submit almost everything on time.
The benefits of the reliable high-speed internet connectivity at Luana has also trickled down to the students.
Since I came here, the internet wasn't that okay. But due to the coming in of MAREN, the internet has always been available, and I've been able to access the internet. For example, I would say that I've been able to successfully complete my research project because the internet was all available, and I've been able to find out the impacts of urbanization on relative humidity.
Another institution MAREN is connecting in the central region is Lilongwe Technical College. The college is one of the oldest and biggest technical colleges in Malawi and has over 2,500 students pursuing various technical and administrative programs.
We've had problems previously from our previous service providers in terms of capacity. Capacity in terms of the bandwidth that you would probably get. We have had problems probably with the subscription itself. Sometimes we would have internet interruptions for maybe weeks, 2-3 weeks, but would still be getting invoices to pay for services that we never got, something like that. So we've had it through those problems, and eventually at the end we ended up connecting with MAREN. Right now we are affiliated to MAREN, and MAREN is our service provider. So far we have no problems with them. Their service is quite very reliable. We have internet service uninterrupted, no interruption whatsoever, 24/7. And the rates are also affordable for institutions like ours, because we have a lot of students, and this internet connectivity, we want as many students as possible to access, because they have a lot of resources to get from the internet itself.
The students at Lilongwe Technical College also tell a similar story.
Like, as we are working with Cisco Packet Tracer, when you're working with the Packet Tracer, you need to have an account at Cisco. So for practices on your portal, you have to have the internet access. The internet that we require for us to have online classes, we need an internet with good speed. So the internet that we have here at the campus, so it has a good speed, a minimum of 15 megabits per second. So most of the time it's 30 megabits per second. So yeah, it's a good speed.
It doesn't cost me to go and buy bundles. I just have the free Wi-Fi that help me to access everything that I want. Google, ChatGPT, as you know nowadays, that is.
In terms of response, comparing with others, in terms of downtime, MAREN is able to give us feedback compared with other service providers.
Up north, MAREN has also extended its services to Mzuzu University, the only public university in the region.
Before MAREN came to Mzuzu University, we used to have not so enough bandwidth, and it was expensive then. But with the coming of MAREN, with the same amount that we used to pay for that not so enough bandwidth, we were able to upgrade to about 200 megabits per second, which also improved the performance, user experience. I think students can attest to that as well as staff.
I use the internet to download tutorials for my program as well as PDFs for studying. The internet accessibility at Nzuni is very, very good because we almost have a Wi-Fi router at each and every place on campus.
We had challenges before, but then we have new facilities that have been installed by MAREN. Since those facilities were installed, the experience has completely changed. That's why when you go outside the university, you will see a lot of students outside on the grounds, or maybe sit on the green chairs that we have. They are running away from the library because they know whatever they could have accessed in the library, they can still access them through other means outside the library, which is through internet connectivity, which means the experience has completely changed.
Apart from universities, research institutions are also reaping the fruits of affordable, reliable and high-speed internet connectivity from MAREN. The Malawi Liverpool Wellcome Trust, MLW, based in Blantyre, is one of the biggest research institutions dealing in public health research in Malawi. With over 800 researchers, the importance of the internet at the institution cannot be overemphasized.
My project basically looks at the impact of HIV and TB on the immune responses in people living with HIV. So particularly I'm interested to know why is it that when people are exposed, why is it that other people progress to developing TB while others do not progress TB. I joined MOW in 2016. So from that, I can actually testify that during that period, the internet was very slow and we're not able to do some of the studies or the analysis that we are able to do now because the internet then was not reliable, the internet then was not fast enough. But with the coming of the MAREN, we've seen the improvement. So like we were able to download the data at a fast speed. We're able to actually run our analysis panel or analysis pipeline within the short period of time. So in summary, I can say that the coming of MAREN has improved our research productivity, has improved our research activities, and has made the research work relatively easier.
Currently, I'm attached to a study, a pneumococcal study known as nasal immune, which is basically looking at defining changes in the nasal immunity, which furthers propensity for pneumococcal carriage in people living with HIV and AIDS. From the time that I've spent here, I've seen that the internet is quite reliable as compared to the other institutions that I've been, and it's fast as well. So that gives me an idea that maybe the internet here is better than the ones that people have in other institutions.
As MAREN continues to provide affordable and reliable internet services, the organization's customers are also looking for more services from MAREN.
We are having challenges in procurement of some technologies, equipment that we need in ICT. I think if MAREN can be able to come in, mostly I think the vendor out there, the prices that are on the market, they are very high. If MAREN could be able to come in and perhaps play a role in assisting us or facilitating us to be able to procure cheap and as well usable, durable equipment from the market, I think we'll be able to appreciate.
We are also engaging MAREN to assist us design our data center in the new rebuilt library. Yeah, so we feel that we are going to be engaging even more.
As a researcher in low and middle income countries, there are some other softwares that are kind of limited and they are expensive. So this limits our research capacity. So I would love if MAREN would have come in and maybe subsidize those licenses so that as a student, as trainees, or as faculty members, we're able to access those licenses, and then maybe that can improve our research capabilities.
And having reached this far, what are MAREN's plans for the future?
We are thinking that we should even proceed to deal with secondary schools and primary schools because the government agenda is to digitize the education sector. So we believe that MAREN is a key actor in dealing with that, since our interest is purely to provide ICT services that support education. As MAREN, we are providing a service where we are linking up with manufacturers of hardware to be able to look at how we can buy those gadgets for the students, and then they will be able to get them at cost recovery from our end.
And what is the message to the institutions that are yet to start getting services from MAREN?
Well, we can advise them that they can try MAREN. MAREN is user-friendly to educational institutions. Their rates are user-friendly to educational institutions in terms of internet connectivity. We have tested that, and we can testify here, comfortably testify that MAREN for educational institutions is the way to go in terms of internet. Their rates are affordable, the service is uninterrupted. Actually, they are flexible to any bandwidth that you want to procure.
My advice or my call to other institutions is to say, come to MAREN, because MAREN is government-backed, 1. 2, MAREN concentrates on education. The data generated by MAREN can also be used by the academic institutions in terms of research to make sure that our internet provision is enhanced even further, and we can innovate around it. On top of that, when you talk about cost, MAREN is cheaper. And recently, I think we will get down to 35,000 per megabit, which is a plus as well. And on top of that, support. Any service that is not well supported is as good as it doesn't exist. So MAREN has got capacity to support, and I can attest to say the support center from MAREN is responsive, is proactive.
My message to other fellow technicians, fellow ICT gurus, it's high time that you need to switch to the MAREN internet. One of the fastest internet that is reliable, switch to MAREN internet.
We are talking of Malawi Vision 2063, and our contribution towards that 2063 will depend on this internet connectivity. And with MAREN, the services that are there, they are affordable, and therefore we can even easily increase the bandwidth. So I would like them to get in touch with MAREN, look at the services that are being offered there, and they will not regret to join MAREN.